What is wrong with the world? What's wrong? We've got a cruiser and her 2 kids being attacked in a cruise port. Plus, we have the story of a room steward who completely refused to let a couple go to sleep. Yeah, that and a whole lot more. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I am your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views. It's for your face and your brain and everything else. It's for your entertainment and your knowledge. It's a day full of fullness. We got a lot of cruise news. Welcome to Monday, everybody. The first cruise news story, super disturbing. Police have arrested a suspect in Papua New Guinea that has been accused of attacking a cruiser and her family while they were at port in Rabaul, R-A-B-A-U-L. The woman and her 13-year-old son and 16-year-old daughter were on the cruise ship, the Pacific Encounter. And while out in Papua New Guinea, a man, Salman Wafi, approached the family, brandished a weapon, tried to steal the daughter's backpack, and ended up cutting the daughter, causing a wound. Wafi was later identified and voluntarily turned himself into the police. But this is one of those things that can really rock a cruise port. The Minister of Tourism and Arts in Papua New Guinea spoke out condemning the attack. Yeah, you don't want this. You don't want a cruise port getting a reputation for this kind of thing. Certainly crime can happen anywhere you go. There's always going to be somebody out there trying to do the wrong thing. But man, I hate when it happens to people that are out on their cruise vacation. You know what's sad is the 16-year-old girl will heal from the physical part of the attack, but I'm assuming that that's got to be traumatizing. Really probably could traumatize somebody into the point of not wanting to travel anymore. I'm glad they've got this suspect in custody. If he's guilty of what he's being accused of, well, hopefully that justice system there in Papua New Guinea will do what it needs to do. Cruise news story number 2, and you guys know I love these stories. When a cruise ship goes to a place for the very first time, and when it's one of my favorite cruise ports, it's doubly a delicious story for me. Let's talk about the next cruise that I'm going to go on, the Sun Princess. I'll be on the Sun Princess on December the 7th. And well, for the first time ever, back on November the 19th, the Sun Princess went to San Juan, Puerto Rico. It was the first time that the Sun Princess had called on San Juan, and it is one of my favorite cruise ports. I love when these cruise ships go to a cruise port for the first time because it's a ceremonious occasion. There's a plaque exchange, and I mentioned it when I was on the NCL Bliss. Most of the time you can find the spot on the cruise ship where they hang up all the plaques and you can see the day that they went the first time to a location. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout. I'm going to see if I can find the plaques on the Sun Princess when I go in December and see if I can find this November the 19th San Juan, Puerto Rico plaque. Cruising certainly fun and exciting with the food and the drinks and the entertainment, but I do love the maritime traditions that are tied to cruising and that plaque exchange and the initial visit ceremonies. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Congratulations, Sun Princess. Congratulations, San Juan. And I guess while we're here, can we talk about the godmother of the Sun Princess, Hannah Waddingham? You may know Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso fame. You may know Hannah Waddingham from the Shame Lady from Game of Thrones. But she's also a really renowned British performer and a singer. And well, she is the godmother of the Sun Princess, as I said, and she's taken on a new role. Just recently, I don't think I talked about it, iconic performer of the Love Boat theme, Jack Jones, passed away. And Princess, not really related to the Jack Jones thing, but worth mentioning, Princess has just released a new promotional video of godmother Hannah Waddingham singing the Love Boat theme, and it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I'll show it to you right here. Enjoy a little Love Boat theme here in the middle of your day. And this Hannah's got some pipes. I'm loving it. Here we go. This is from the Princess YouTube channel.
Welcome on board the Love Boat. Now, exciting and new.
Well, I wonder if I should talk over this for copyright. There she is. She's singing about the Love Boat. All right. Look at this. I just realized as I was playing this, I could get into some copyright trouble. So let me just fast forward to the end, and we'll let's hear her hit the big note. You ready? Yeah, Hannah. That's exciting. And like I said, she's got a great set of pipes. Shout out Hannah Waddingham. All right, cruise news story number 4. There's some shakeups going on inside of Carnival Corporation. We've got some people that we know leaving. We got some people that we know shifting. Well, I don't know these people, but there's some people shifting around. First, let's talk about Mike Pack. Mike Pack is one of the fleet cruise directors on Carnival Cruise Line. Been with Carnival since 2012, and he really was kind of the preeminent fleet cruise director. He does that job along with Lee Mason. Also, Chris the Flying Scotsman Williams was a fleet cruise director. He's now exited the space. Also, Chris Salazar, Donkey Salazar, fleet cruise director. Well, Mike Pack has decided it's time to hang up his sea legs, I guess. I mean, not that he'll never go to sea again, but he's actually leaving the company to go home and to be with family, which is great. So I've met Mike Pack a couple times. Really nice guy. Congratulations, Mike, on your new job. And then at the executive level inside of Carnival Corporation, we've got some changes. The biggest one that kind of rocked my world is John Pageant, the current president of Princess Cruises, is going to be leaving the company in mid-February. And I have an interesting relationship with John Pageant. I'm horrible with names and faces, and twice I've met John Pageant on Princess cruise ships and didn't know who he was. And the first time was okay because I'd never met him before. The second time was embarrassing because I had met him before, but I just didn't recognize him. It's a blessing and a curse. I feel very lucky to meet so many people, but I have trouble remembering everybody because I meet so many people. So yeah, I've got a special place in my heart for JP because it's embarrassing to be like on the brand new Sun Princess and the guy that's kind of the boss of everything comes up and talks to you and you're like, hey, it's nice to meet you. Who'd you say you were? But so I was hoping like the third time that I met John Pageant that I would know who he was, but maybe not. Maybe he'll be gone, possibly, unless he's on. John, come on the Sun Princess on the 7th. I promise I'll know you. So John Pageant's out. Gus Antorcha, he's going to become the Princess Cruises president. He's currently the president of Holland America Line. And then we also have Beth Bodensteiner. She will become the president of Holland America Line. And she's going to be doing double duty. She also has executive responsibility for seaborne cruises inside of Carnival Corporation. And so it's that time of year as companies close out their books for 2024, as they've opened the new fiscal books for 2025. You're starting to see these changes in leadership. So, look, I know we don't know a lot of all these executives. Some of them have a higher profile than others, but it's really these executives that kind of keep the ships moving in a direction, or at least the strategy for the companies. Of course, these big multi-layered organizations, the people that keep the ships moving, obviously the crew members, but you get what I'm saying. There is a leadership component that has to happen that really do affect things like pricing and strategy and new technology and all of those things that we are impacted, as consumers from those decisions. So it's neat that we got the old executive shuffle going on over at Carnival Corporation. We'll have to see what happens next. But there you go. The business of cruising continues to sail on, and leaders come and leaders go. I remember when I first started following cruising, you had names like Arnold Donald and Frank Del Rio and Grandpa over at Royal Caribbean. Now I can't even, Richard Fain. So, and I say grandpa in the lovingest way because he was kind of our grandpa, our cruise grandpa during the shutdown. But yep, that, like I said, that's the business of cruising. I don't know if that interests anybody or not. It interests me as somebody who studies leadership, but what do you think? Leave a comment below. Cruise news story number 5. I mentioned it the other day that Norwegian Cruise Line had canceled a bunch of sailings for 3 cruise ships. Now we kind of know the future of the Norwegian Jewel, but the future of the Norwegian Jewel challenges me a little bit. I have a group cruise on, Jenny B and I have a group cruise on in 2026. It was kind of funny when those cancellations were announced. Almost immediately, I was talking with our travel partner, Where's Walter? I was talking with Jenny B because they're like, oh no, are they going to cancel our group cruise on the Jewel? Nope, they canceled everything right up to that. But like I said, now we know what the disposition of the NCL Jewel is. instead of doing the sailings out of Tampa that it was scheduled to do, it's going to move down to Miami. Had its whole schedule canceled for the 25-26 season up until April, and now it's going to go down to Miami and do sailings from November the 23rd, 2025 to April the 16th, 2026. And then hopefully they're going to come up April the 16th up to Philadelphia. That's where our group cruise is, and everything will be going good. If you were on those Tampa sailings on the Jewel, wondered what the heck was going to happen, well, now you can pick up the Jewel down in Miami. All right, now I got to tell you about this room steward who refused to let a couple go to sleep and the ramifications of that. But before I get there, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Well, here's the story. There was a cruising couple that had a cruise scheduled from Miami, Florida, and they had to drive 14 hours from Mechanicsville. I know there's a lot of Mechanicsvilles. What state do you think that is in? I'm assuming it's 14 hours north of Miami somewhere. Certainly couldn't be 14 hours south of Miami, but Mechanicsville nonetheless. They got in their car, they drove 14 hours down to Miami, they got on the cruise ship, they went to their cabin, and they wanted to go to sleep, and they were not allowed to go to sleep. Now, mind you, these people have a high loyalty status with the cruise line that they were going on. It gave them access to their room almost immediately, but when they got to their cabin and they wanted to go to sleep, the room steward said, "No, you cannot go to sleep." And they're mad because they drove all that way and then they were refused the ability to sleep in the cabin that they paid for. Do you think the room steward should be fired? No, the room steward shouldn't be fired. These people are on Carnival Cruise Line and they were at their cabin way before the cabins were ready. Now, Carnival allows you to go to your cabin if you got Faster the Fun, if you're a suite guest, if you are platinum or higher, you can go to your cabin, you can drop your stuff off, but then you got to skedaddle. You got to get out of that cabin because they're not really officially open until 1:30. Now, it used to be different back in the day. If you had Faster the Fun, you were basically paying $100 so your cabin would be ready when you got on board. It used to be true for suite guests and other guests, but it's not true anymore. And just because it used to be true in the past doesn't mean anything. But these people were irate and they wanted something to happen to the room steward. They wanted them to get a stern talking to. What is wrong with people? I get it. 14-hour drive, that's a lot, but you can't just be a jerky because, you don't like the policy, which in the response to this person, Carnival Cruise Line said, "Hey, look, the room's not ready. So don't go sleeping, don't go showering, don't go doing other stuff when your cabin's not ready." Boom, that's your cruise news. Thanks so much for checking out today's episode. I did start posting some Lego videos again for people that are fans of the bricks. So go check out that channel. It really doesn't have anything to do with cruising, but it's called Loca Bricks. So if you want to see what I'm doing with Lego, go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. Again, thanks for watching this show. This is Tony for Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.